What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and I'm doing the thing I don't want to do, which is that 90's show. Part 3, Season 3, I don't know. I don't care. The show has audio descriptions on Netflix. It's done by International Visual Center. It's narrated by Jamie Lemchek. I have stopped caring who's writing narrating the show. I just know it's narrated by Jamie Lemchek. I keep watching the show. You know why? I say it all the time. I had comments on the last one. My last video actually kind of did well, and people were like, "Oh yeah, well this show it blows. It does. It has a lot of problems. It's really bad." But you know what's not? And I'm willing to fight anybody on this. I swear to God, Red and Kitty are really good. I swear to God, they're still funny, and uniquely so. So much so that when you watch the rest of the cast, you're just like, why is this just not a Red and Kitty spinoff? Why did they ever need to bring kids back into this franchise? Why couldn't this be that 90's show and it's just Red and Kitty in retirement, and maybe they go to live in a retirement community and it becomes sort of like a Grace and Frankie-ish thing where instead of but here's my pitch. Here's where I'm at with the show. Fuck those kids. Get Red and Kitty out here. Find them four other adults their age. Maybe keep Bob, I guess. I don't know. I don't know that we need Bob. He can be like the weird character. They're always trying to do like Fez or Izzy or whatever, and they always have like a character that's just sort of like outside of the box, outside of the norms. I guess Bob could come along as that character, but fill it in with three other characters who are in their age range. Make that show so that way they become the lead cast of that 90's show. I think people would watch that because I think they are the driving factor. And if you want like people to come back, these could be the parents like years later, their kids have gone off. And then, first of all, I think if that was what it is, I think Topher Grace would feel a lot more comfortable about coming back more than one time, so they don't have to write him and be like, "Oh, where's Eric? Well, he got a job at Skywalker Ranch, so looks like we're not going to be seeing him for a while, because that's a cult, and they don't let people out of Sky. Once you're in, you're it's like Fight Club, you never come out." Yeah, they give some weird story about Eric, and it's just like, what? Yeah, they do some weird updates for some of the original cast here, and you're just like, I don't know, man. I'm still waiting for the Ashton Kutcher Mila Kunis to happen for the show, because it desperately needs it. The show is like hanging by a thread. I love that they just keep thinking they're gonna get more episodes. Um, there was there was something that Red said where he was like, oh, I can't believe this is still happening, or so. He's like, the only reason I agreed to this was because it was going to be, and now it's, and I was like, I feel like this is like real commentary coming from Kurtwood Smith. He's like, I thought, now I'm trapped in this hell. We're trapped with you, bro. I do not care about these characters. I don't think either one of the guys have distinctive personalities. Like, we got two bros here, and I don't think that they have distinctive personalities. Jay and the other one. I care so little. I know you're a recapper. You should know these characters' names. I cannot express to you how little I care about the current cast of that 90's show. I love every single moment that Red and Kitty are in the show. That's why I watch. Why I watched like I don't know, what are we on, 24 episodes? I'm assuming that the first season had 8. I can't remember. But with the last two have had 8, so the 8 times 3 is 24. So we'll say 24 episodes. If it's 26, because the first part had 10, 24 to 26 episodes. I've been watching for Red and Kitty, man. Like, they're still golden. Deborah Joy Rupp is like, she's like never been better as Kitty in some of these moments. Like, some of her stuff is, and her line delivery, she's just like the queen of perfect line delivery. Um, the whole thing with the vacuum cleaner this season was so hilarious. I loved it. I loved the whole vacuum cleaner thing. Um, I don't know. It's just there were so many perfect moments between the two of them. I ended my last review for the part two or season two or whatever we're calling these damn things, and I said, you know, it'd be great because they went off to Paris. I was like, oh, it'd be great if we just did the whole season like an Emily in Paris thing, but it's just like Red and Kitty in Paris. Just don't even check on the kids. Just leave them behind. I don't think there's anybody out there that's like, man, these kids are awesome. You know, I don't think they care. And it's not a diversity thing for me. Like I get the fact that we've diversified the show and we have, you know, is in there as representation. And as a gay film critic, I feel like I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, Izzy is wow, we are treading. And it's like it's also the '90s, which was actually my decade when I was in high school. When this is what I was see, they're trying to nostalgically throw this at me. The thing was, I watched that '70s show when I was in the '90s. So now that I have that '90s show, because they think I'm ready to like relive my nostalgia, like me and people like me, who were, I guess, the target demographic through that '70s show, are willing to relive that period. Um, but I don't feel like the show is doing it right. I never truly feel like that this show has fully embraced the '90s. And one of those ways is that Izzy is having way too easy of a time. The show is taking a 2024 look at being LGBT and they're putting it into the '90s and it doesn't work. He needs to have it needs to be some kind of an uphill battle for him at some point. And it feels like everywhere he just walks around, everybody's just like, wow, we're so accepting and loving of you. And like guys just come in and out of his life and he flirts with whoever he wants to flirt with. He has conversations with Red, and Red is so progressive in the '90s. It's so weird. And for people living in the Midwest, I feel like this was not the experience that they had. And this is why so many people like have podcasts about traumatic experiences nowadays coming out of the community, is because it's like, this is not that. This is not what that is. And they keep pushing it. And it's like, I don't care. He can be there, but can we? I know you're a comedy and you're struggling with like, what do we do with this? But comedies sometimes can tell. All in the Family was great about taking really tough topics and flipping it on its head and really making you look at it in a very uh, intelligent way. This show is incapable of doing that because its writer's room is I don't know who is writing the show, but they're terrible at it. These are like the worst writers. The show only works for Red and Kitty. It doesn't work for any of the kids. They don't know what to do with these kids. I don't think the show is written by anybody who was in the '90s. Anybody in like my age range. It feels like it's written by people who didn't understand what it was like to be this age. Whereas that '70s show was written by people who did understand what it was like to be in the '70s, which is why the show worked. This show's just dragging along. I don't know why Netflix is like continuing it. Whatever its current episode order is, I would be shocked if they picked it up again. I don't know how many episodes they have left. I don't know if there's a part four coming. It would be so weird because the ending of three is such a non-ending. It's just like Jay does something and what's her face just gets mad and walks away. I don't know why Jay and Izzy are like the two I remember. I don't remember the other names. Um, yeah, she just leaves. Leia, just she's like, you ruined it. I was like, that's the ending for part three. I hope we get a part four. I don't even care about these characters, but I was like, that's a such a really lame ending. Anyway, the show kind of ends with the fact that Leia gets to live here year round, so she gets to finally go to school at her parents' school, which is not nearly as exciting as she thinks it is. She's really excited because she's like, "Oh my God, my friends are here," and it's like, man, your life must have sucked back in Chicago. Like, my God, for you, for you to be this excited about spending like year round with the kids that you hang out with over the summer, you must just be the most socially awkward, shunned kid in the world to be like, oh my God, I cannot wait to live with my grandparents and spend more time in the school that my mom and dad went to. It's so weird. Anyway, I don't like the show. I like Red and Kitty. And I will be honest, yes, I will watch part four. So I can't totally tank this show. But it's not getting a great review from me. So audio descriptions, they're just, God love them. God love you guys for doing it. I know you have to. I don't know. The part before this had a really great sort of like slow motion action sequence that actually sort of allowed the audio description to shine. This is just basically like sitcom narration, where it's like most of it is talking and like Jamie just keeps trying to jump in with like little bits of like, well, so and so enters the room. They cross the room. Oh, they have the thing in the hand. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like little. It's whatever you can fit in the little breaks. It's fine. It's sitcom narration. It's hard to fit that kind of stuff in there, and people who get too into the weeds about sitcom narration really just don't understand that there's only just so much verbosity of the language that can happen in those breaks. So I feel like this is using that time as best as they can. There's not much to the show, guys. This is one of the worst shows on TV. This is so dumb. This is one of the dumbest shows. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna, by God, we're gonna carry this thing. Just I don't know, down the finish line. I don't know. They gave Ashton Kutcher's show just ran forever. I don't know if anybody was ever actually watching The Ranch, but Netflix was like, we're just gonna keep making episodes just in case. Um, so pay Ashton and Mila whatever they want and make them get on this damn show for the fourth part. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna give that 90's show part 3 a C. Again, Red and Kitty are funny, so I don't care about the rest of it. Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. But Laura Prepon doesn't even seem like she really wants to be there. She just seems like they're meeting her like financial requirement to appear on the show. Like she just has a lower threshold. Like the other people are too expensive, and they're like, well, Laura only wants this much. We can pay her. So she keeps showing up because everybody else wants more money. Um, anyway, that's it. I'm done. And see you guys on the other side.